On my first day of school, when I entered the classroom, there was pin drop silence, just like this. And then I glanced around and screamed, "Howdy, y'all!" And they looked at me like I had 5 heads. I was just trying to fit in. My name is Aparajita Vashisth. I'm Indian, I'm American, and I'm Canadian. I speak Hindi and I speak English. I love eating pizza and samosas, and I absolutely love pals. Yes, I know. I celebrate Diwali, the Festival of Lights, with a lot of zeal, and the 4th of July with all my heart. I am a TCK, a third culture kid. TCKs are kids raised in a different culture than the ones their parents grew up in. Essentially, there are 3 cultures in the game. The first one is the one of the parents. The second one is the cultures of the various areas where they have spent a significant amount of their development years. And the last one is an amalgamation of these first 2. Now let me ask you a curious question. Have you ever wondered about your origin, where you are from, who you are, where do you belong? These are simple yet foundational questions of self-identity that many of us may not pay much attention to. However, for third culture kids, these questions may not be easy to answer. Today, I would like to share about my experiences as a TCK. My purpose is to raise awareness about kids like me who may be struggling to answer questions like these. I have South Asian roots. My parents moved from the hustling, bustling city of New Delhi, India, with a population of nearly 30 million. That's right, to the Dairyland of America, Wisconsin. And they had a culture shock. After a couple of years, they decided to move again, and this time to the Lone Star State, Texas, where I was born. And then after just 1 more year, they decided to move to a new country, Canada. I spent my happy childhood days in Vancouver, Canada, one of the country's most ethnically diverse cities. People from all over the world called this place home, and I did too. We had friends from various cultural backgrounds, and we all shared our cultures, traditions, and delicious cuisines. It was a true blending of cultures in a way that was seamless, yet all of us retaining our own cultures too. Of course, at the time I was young, but I have many vivid memories of the things we did together that left an impression on me. Hence, I like to call TCKs cultural chameleons. In order to assimilate with their surroundings, they adapt like a chameleon. Their cultural backgrounds are like a palette of colors, diverse and blended, similar to an abstract painting. I know, very hard to understand, yet so beautiful. Many TCKs speak multiple languages. To adapt to the new cultural environment, they pick up the language that is predominantly spoken in the area. Now, I don't think very many of us realize this, but language is one of the most important parts of a culture. It's how people express themselves, communicate with each other, and form relationships. And being able to speak multiple languages means being able to connect with so many different people. I'm very grateful that my parents taught me Hindi, one of the languages spoken in India. In a way, I feel more connected to my Indian roots through the language. While we were enjoying life in Vancouver, my parents decided to move again. And this time to Kingsport, Tennessee. We left everything I had ever known, friends, teachers, and my school to move to Kingsport, Tennessee, or the middle of nowhere, as our friends would call it. Eventually, when we had settled in Kingsport, I looked at my parents and said, "Honey, hold your horses. I like this place. We ain't going anywhere." And after 8 years, we call this place home. But wait a minute. A few moments ago, I said I was from India. Or did I say Canada? Or did I say Texas? Where do I belong? Am I rootless or am I free? The sense of feeling that home is anywhere yet nowhere is a part of who I am. Being rootless doesn't mean I don't belong at any one place. It means I choose to belong to many. Sometimes being rootless can give me a sense of freedom. I'm grateful for all the experiences I've had, and am proud to feel above all like a citizen of many places. But the biggest question of all is, where is home? Over the years, through the chaos of moving around constantly, I've learned that home can't be defined by any one place. It's the people in it that create a home. The ones you surround yourself with, the ones you grow up with, and the special memories that you create with those loved ones that makes a home. Home can be anywhere and everywhere. Like many other TCKs, in order to call Kingsport my home, I had to adapt to the new cultural environment. Now, I will admit, it was very intimidating walking into school on the first day. Not only was I the new kid, but I was from a different country. In my first class, my teacher started taking attendance. She went down the list and then paused when she reached my name. Silence. After a few seconds, she looked at me and said, "Honey, you have a beautiful name and I'm going to butcher it. Bless your heart." While some may not know who I am, they certainly do know me as the girl with the super long, hard to pronounce, difficult name. However, I've had some of the best friends and teachers in school who have helped me learn the nuances. I started my talk with my name, Aparajita Vashisth. Do you want to try pronouncing it? Yes, generally Asian names are hard to pronounce and constantly misspelled, forcing people to change their names, either having an English one or shortening it. So why is that important? Dale Carnegie once said, "A person's name to that person is the most sweetest and important sound in any language." Our name is a part of our identity and represents a connection to our culture and our community. Our name is a part of who we are and what makes us a unique individual. Well, having said that, I have a request for all the parents out there who want to give their children super long, hard to pronounce, difficult names. Before you do that, try it out first. Yes, on food orders, customer calls, appointments. It will give you a glimpse of what they may have to deal with in the future. In Kingsport, I find myself being one of the few Asians, and because of this, I face many common stereotypes, such as Asians are super smart nerds who love to study. Now, I wish they were right. Asian parents are very strict. Well, I can definitely agree with that one. Oh wait, did I say that out loud? Shh, my parents are in the audience. And lastly, Asians are spiritually enlightened. Just relax and have fun. TCKs haven't been a new thing, and now, more than ever, you will find them anywhere. Our future generations will have many TCKs. There are around 230 million people in the world who would call themselves a TCK. That's around 3% of the world's population. And while that doesn't seem like much, the amount is only going to increase as our world becomes more connected and globalized. And as early as 1984, sociologist Ted Ward considered TCKs the prototype for the future, indicating the interwoven nature of our increasingly globalized world, with TCKs sustaining a connection between the host nation and the nation of origin. And now the Appalachian region is becoming home to many. According to data from our Kingsport Chamber, 792 families from 48 states moved to Kingsport these past 12 months. Now, more than ever, as people from various cultural backgrounds are calling this region home, it's more important to cultivate a community where no one has to change themselves to feel accepted, where my generation of TCKs can call this place home, and where we all can work together to help this community prosper. It is clear that the influence of the third culture phenomenon extends beyond the individual, affecting education systems, local businesses, and even politics. This region has been such a rich melting pot of ethnicities and cultures from the very beginning. We can mend communities, families, and countries with the awareness that some people think differently than we do, and be okay with that difference. Because diverse perspectives and life experiences make us all richer. Audre Lorde, an American writer and poet, once said, "It is not our differences that divide us. It is our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences." We all can bring the change and be part of it by accepting and welcoming it. And we can start right here. I have a few ideas that I'm going to share with you all, and if you agree with me, please say yes. We can normalize all stories and help our fellow community members be proud and celebrate their uniqueness. Yes? We can give each other the greatest gift of learning and remembering one another's names, asking for each other's stories, and then listening intently. Are you with me? Yes. And lastly, if you don't already know a TCK kid or family, reach out to one today. Extend a warm welcome and learn about each other's incredible life experiences. Yes? Yes. Thank you. I mean, one TCK is right here. I'm just saying. A third culture kid's motto is, "I can take my difference and make a difference." The humanity that we share is rich cross-culturally, crosses borders, and makes life wonderful. Thank you so much, you all. Sorry, y'all, for having me.